Of
Yeah.
course.
So
Okay.
the idea now is to bring ideas, challenges,
Challenges.
future directions that emerging from all these contributions. So if you have question, you can ask, or I can start asking question. Also, this is another
Me
option.
too, me too, me too.
Well, I would like to ask if I can start first with Giuseppe and then with Tony. Giuseppe, you were talking about the tele. I don't remember right now exactly.
Yeah, the telemusic therapy thing.
Exactly.
Telemusic therapy
Was quite important during the COVID, I know because as part of music therapies group. So you were talking about seeking music therapies and that was not easy, right? So my question is, you are working in a team in this sense, right? Yes. Is inside your team a music therapist
No.
who helps you with this?
No.
Okay. Maybe this could be a good start because I truly believe in interdisciplinarity, and usually this is what I say because I've faced this. So sometimes when we work in a group in an interdisciplinary way, so sometimes is better if it's not easy, as you said, of course, to find a music therapist that can probably helps in this
Yeah.
way with technology direction. You better know than me. So, but I don't know. Maybe you can start with the, for example, there is the international, the worldwide music therapist congress in Italy, in Bologna.
Yeah, in Bologna, yeah.
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 Maybe this could be a good start there, trying to find somebody. I mean, I can help too, but I'm sure
Yeah,
there
sure.
are other person, in this sense that can help because I truly believe that in this way an interdisciplinary group can work far more better and more effectively. So, well, this was just a suggestion, but
Yeah, sure.
congrats to your research and all the things that you are doing at your lab.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
We have
There is a message
Tony
of
that was writing here to Giuseppe that there is an USA UK led group BARN, Biofeedback R Research Network, lots BCI people and system, etc.
So yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I will write you. Sure. Thank you, Antonio.
And I have the big question.
Okay, Marcella.
It's not mine. It's not mine. When I was in Dubai presenting the network, because I put my face on this network, and in the conference, a lot of people was interested of our work. And the guy, after my presentation, put a question. I didn't answer because it was too long to answer. And I answered in a generic way. But he asked me, but why do you think such a network didn't come inside the NIME community, who is working, has been working for years on this question of interfaces? She told me that they made they tried to build a community about accessible music, but they never succeed. So why do you think you succeed when they failed? This was the question.
I remember it well. It was me asking it.
Yes, yes. And I couldn't answer properly because, the time, yes.
Little time and all that.
Yes. So it's an very interesting question. You are Kjetil. Kjetil? Fine. So
Kjetil, yeah. That's
ecco,
fine.
vabbè. Why? Because I have some ideas about this. First, the question of interfaces is important. Tony said, okay, knowing the technology is fundamental. Of course it is. Of course, research is important. But I was very, very impressed by the fact that Tony's work dates more than 20 years. I already said this. Okay, and what happened in these 20 years? Of course, technology has become easier. It's easier to build systems, as Hans showed us. Okay, it's much easier, but I think that the impact on society is still very limited. Okay, this is the point. I mean, of course, interfaces are important, but it's important, for instance, musical environment. When, of course, you couldn't hear my presentation, the audio, but it was very simple. But of course, it is not a traditional audio. It's not fit for Christmas holidays and so on. Okay, perhaps the parents and caregivers are expecting something much more traditional. Of course, it's possible to make it in Strudel, but it requires a lot of code to write, of course. And so I think that we are not caring for some important questions, and we go on discussing of systems. Systems are important, of course, but at the end, what researchers must also ask, okay, but what is the impact of my research? Okay, how this can be used? This is a crucial question. So don't. I think that this is. I don't know. There is a kind of. I don't care of this. This is instead is the real problem. Katie, what do you think?
Well, first time I came in contact with accessibility at all within music was with Anthony Brooks. I think it was when we were in Mestre or something with Federico Avanzini as well. We had some kind of workshop, very long workshop, and there were some talks about accessibility in there. And then there was, of course, from Andy Hunt's first NIME appearances around 2000 or 1998, or what was it? From then on, there has always been these small parts where accessible digital music instruments fit in, but they never take, as you say, there is always something missing. It's always talk about the technological part of it. And what Hans was presenting today from this company Funky, and also what we have seen in the Open Music Initiative in the UK, those parts are super important, and I think they could really change something. But I firmly believe that we need one, like this network, one ground that is dedicated to this kind of research, but in a much broader sense. And I feel that is missing. The NIME, different kind of NIME special topics, and what has been during the years, and also other places is fine. But when you go to accessibility conferences, you will not find music as a theme often, and especially then not with the especially then not with the technology in mind. So I think really there is still a need of collecting all these initiatives into one more major thing. And also in Dubai with the ArtSit, I think that was also yet another example of that. There is one special track with accessible digital music, but I think we could do better. And right now I'm also involved in a different network called the Oral Diversity Network, originating from the UK. And that is also a network that seeks to find its own place in the world. And yeah, I just wanted to hear your comments on it in Dubai. And I think what you mentioned now is extremely important, that it needs to be broad, and it needs to not just consider technology, because then it will be like it's always been. I'm also really eager to hear Tony's thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Tony.
Tony.
Okay, just a second.
Are you still there? Fantastic.
Hi, Chetel.
Hi, Tony.
Your work with your interactive DJ was always a turn on for me, my friend. Yeah, I just wonder if perhaps it's a bigger picture. You know, I was just thinking when I was in Dubai for Arts IT this year, and last year we were also there. It sounds like I'm going off, but I'm trying to reflect. after I came home from Dubai, I wrote to our general chair from last year, Domna, her name was, and I said, it's a bit strange in Dubai. I didn't see many people in wheelchairs. I didn't see many people with challenges, if you like. And whereas in Europe, we do see the people around. And I think perhaps it's a societal thing because in my research, I found I've learned so much from people with a challenge. And I know there was a project with ASD, and the father developed a company around the strengths of his son, who could repeat the same task over and over without losing any focus on doing that task to a very high standard. The specialist, it was called, a Danish guy it was, and he took it international. And there was, if you think about like a blind person has can have a tactile when they read, heightened ability. I think there's so much to explore perhaps from these angles, but I think society perhaps needs to be educated in the potentials and yeah, over the years, it's like I said after my talk, it's been a fight like hell to try and share some of this stuff and the understanding people have of it to the level where I agree with you. There should be much more of a dedicated group who's taken this further. But I think I spoke to Marcella before this, and she's agreed to have another special track next year in Arts IT. And we're looking at potentially going to the headquarters of EAI. They're in Bratislava, and we're talking, and this is all to be confirmed, so you're hearing this first. We're talking about maybe the Philharmonic, which is next door to where the venue might be, to use some of their facilities. And if that works out, the winning paper from this year, who was from South Korea, who's a very special lady, if you remember Marcella, she was doing improvised BCI, body sensing, biofeedback. I think that if we do this next year with a special track, if we tell people, like before this event today, I told some people in USA yesterday, I can't see them here, but I think we need to be proactive in making these communities or this community much more visible. And it takes writing cold calls, these spam mails and saying, this would have been very interesting for you. Please come along next time. And because, like Marcella, I wrote to you about the web pages, last year's web page. And for me, I'm like, well, if you want this community to grow, there should be a web page for this year, and should be perhaps more than one per year.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? I know it's a lot of work, and I know people have to take that on, but that's what it takes, I think. My fight's been 40 years trying to sort out, and it's I try and now impact the next generation. I run Arts IT as a volunteer because I'm really interested in students coming along and learning. And what we've seen over the years is lots of people bringing in health related issues to the Arts IT, where we've got interactivity, we've got game creation, which that's the title, and it sounds diverse, but people are coming in with health related or well-being issues. And I think it's a good forum towards perhaps promoting some of these angles that we're discussing today. There are new instruments, but new uses of the instruments to impact in society. And I think timing is right, perhaps.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's true.
Hopefully
Yes.
the time is right, yes.
Anthony, we have a lot of organization work to make because we are just at the beginning, and we have to grow a lot from this point of view. And okay, we have no website. There was one, but the problem is that the website requires some financial commitment. We have no funds, so we have a lot of problems. But we shall fix. I think we shall fix all these problems in the next weeks. The special track is important, of course, and one guy wrote also in the chat that NIME 2026 topic is communities. For this year, maybe that ADMN network could make an interesting contribution reflecting about impact. Yes, of course. That could be also you, Bernardo Francisco, you could also tell us in the last minutes, we have 3 minutes. If you can tell us something more about this, can you? Are you there? Yes,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello,
You're
everyone.
welcome. So,
Nice to be here. Yes, I attended this network event last year, and I'm doing it again this year. I quite enjoyed the discussion, the line of discussions that happened. So I posted this message on the chat because I'm actually the web chair at NIME this year, and I just wanted maybe to let you know, if you didn't know, that the general topic is about communities, like not just about the NIME community specifically, but NIME as a community of communities. And I think it makes sense for communities to somehow engage and maybe connect because there's a lot of common ground, as you said. There's been work about accessible musical instruments in NIME throughout the years. It's not a special, maybe it's not a special topic, or sometimes it is, I guess. I don't know. But I think maybe this year it's the moment for communities around musical instrument design and development to put a message together and show up. And I think now it's going to be in London. There's going to be a lot of people coming in.
yes.
So I think it would be an interesting event to raise profile and to show impact
Yes, there
about
is
the work that's going on.
there has been another important community who has followed us just half an hour and a half, then they had to quit. That is the American AUMI community. Okay, they are very strong, and the guy asked some advice about how to improve the tool and so on. This can be also a good thing that is cooperating for improving tools and to give suggestions and so on. Of course, the work on the technology must go on, but it must be deeply informed to the practice. And I think that AUMI, in this sense, makes school. Really, it's a school because I don't know if you know their book that is full of a lot of suggestions. Maybe it's not so tidy, it's not so scientific, but I find it very, very important because I think that they offer the right perspective. Technological, but also social and also musical. What kind of music comes from these devices? This is another big question. You see, our parents, when experimenting with the strudel, they didn't say it clearly, but it was clearly that they didn't agree about the model, the aesthetic model we proposed. Okay, so there is a lot of work to do in this direction, you know. And these are very important themes. Thank you very much for this suggestion, and we will think over of it. Okay, so it's
Also,
over.
that line of research, by the way, it would be very welcome at the Live Coding Interfaces Conference, ICLI. I've been there. I've
Yes.
also been at Web Audio before, so there's a lot of.
Yes, that would be. It's a really great tool. What I presented was just a first trial, very generic, but we took some ideas to make a true useful research on this, and we are looking for a place where to make continuous activities. You know, you need at least 3 months, 4 months work to have results, and it's not easy, not at all easy.
No.
So we miss a lot experimental data, longitudinal data that is on great periods of time. So you read the data at the beginning, in the middle, and the end. Okay, but you need a lot of work with the same people. So it's not so easy to find this. You need technological equipment. You need parents which are deeply convinced on this work. Okay, because these people is fighting a lot for these children. They are desperate. They are looking for some relief. And of course, they choose the easiest way. Okay, but I think that they also can improve their mind by coding. Okay, so this is not so popular point of view. It's also it's sad to say, but somebody suggested me that it's also a question of money, because when they are checked, if you say you improved, okay, less money to the family. So they prefer only to make recreative activities, not non-intellectual one, and this is a very terrible thing. So, but okay, another time. Now we are over.
Thank
Okay.
you, Francisco, for this.
Thank you
My
very much
pleasure.
to everybody. Yes, and we apologize for the technicalities not so good. And we had problems with the mailing list. We had problems. Okay, okay, but at least we did it. And
I don't know if there is another last question. Otherwise, I think
there is another question.
I don't know. I'm asking if somebody wants to.
Just a quick point about the recording. As you saw, it's going to be recorded. So I'd like to thank Eric De Gelis, who is going to edit, because it's a bit of time. So he's helping us a lot. And yeah, we'll be in touch if you want to check your recordings before we advertise for the when they're online. We are probably going to host them on YouTube.
Okay, thank you, Coralie, for the technical assistance. And thank you to everyone for participating. It has been very interesting. And